Hello my lovely ravens, and welcome to the very first video where we are going to color Rooms of Wonder from Johanna Basford together. You've probably seen the video where I colored the nameplate page, which is this one. That was basically just an introduction and perhaps pulling people in to see who else wants to join before we actually start. So the first page we're going to do together is this one. When I first saw this page, it reminded me of Honeydukes, so that is what we're gonna do. I'm going to make a floor and a background, so it's more set in a scene, and then you know how to approach this page a little bit more easily. You could also make this into a shop front, but for easy purposes, I'm just gonna do it as an interior of a shop here. We are going to color the entire background. You don't have to if you don't want to. So, a few things to mention. I use the pencils that I feel drawn to in the moment. Feel free to use whatever you like, but I'm not gonna go by brand because not everyone has the same brands. So if I grab a teal color in whatever color you want. If you want a coral, go for whatever coral color you want. If you want a blue, you know, same thing. I want this to be approachable for everyone and anyone, so that's why I go with that. Now, I think it is only fitting to just start. In every video, I will leave all of the things that I've used for my page and the book itself in the description box below. So if you're new here and you still want to purchase the book, it is linked in the description box below. Let's get started. Now, if we look at Honeydukes, this is our inspiration image, or one of the inspiration images. There's many to go off of. The flooring is black and white checkered. Then we have the teal or greenish teal shelving. So that's the shelving we can do. It also has some gold accents on the sides here, there, and at the top there. And then the spiral staircase there is pink. And I believe the shop front, the windows are pink as well. So we definitely need to incorporate some of the pink maybe in the background with the wallpaper. There's no wallpaper here, but we can make it stripy and look kind of cool, as in it's a little shop. We can also do the crown molding there, just at the top there. And then probably just have it sit off the side. So we're basically pushing these two elements to the back. So yeah, let's just get started with our Honeydukes coloring page. So I have chosen my main colors. I'm going to use Brutfuners today. This is shallow pink, pale pink, and mulberry red. So we have a light, a mid, and a dark tone. And then I have light sea green, Azure, light Cyan Blue, and then if I really want to push the shadows, a dark bluish green. So that's the main colors for this image, but I will be adding others because, you know, we have some lemons there. There are some little bits and pieces, and candies, like candies can have every color of the rainbow. So let's start with those colors and then add in the rest. But before we start coloring, we need to do some ruling. My ruler is about 1 inch wide. And if you don't have an inch ruler, then that's fine too. You can just, you know, measure. That is fine. For the sake of my fastness in this video, I'm going to just go by, this is 1 inch, and I'm going to do the things in the back going by the width of my ruler and also by the flooring. So I'm going to lay this down flush to the bottom of the page, and I'm just gonna mark where that ends. So this is basically 1 inch from the floor, from the bottom up, which makes the floor. The rest is going to be wall. So I want a skirting board here, and I'm just going to eyeball it. It's going to be parallel with this shelf here, the top of this shelf, and that is going to be the width of my skirting board there. So we have a floor and a skirting board done. Now I can see that if I put this flush in the corner, that this is not sticking out. So that is good, because now I can draw a line like that, and this will be right inside there, which is a good thing. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just lining it up with the edge of the page and drawing that line all the way down. Not going over the candies though. There we go. Second line done. Now I can see that this hangs down a bit. That is okay. We're going to put the ruler against the top again. And then I'll draw another line there. I'm going to continue that on the sides here. And then underneath that, we're just going to eyeball it again, making sure we're just under those hanging flower things. Go all the way again. And if you missed a few spots, that's okay. Just make sure that you continue that line. Now you can erase these lines here that are overlapping. That line overlaps, but I want to continue that one. And that line overlaps. And again, I want to continue that one. So now we have a top skirt there, or a ceiling skirt. I'm not quite sure how you call that, but we have that there. And now this is basically attached to that. And these can be beams that sit in the back. And then here we will do our white and pink wallpaper. So this is going to be teal, and this is going to be teal, and we have white and pink wallpaper back there. So I want it to be quite narrow, as in stripes, so not an inch wide. An inch is 2.5 centimeters, which is quite wide, and then we want some variation. So I'm going to go with 1 centimeter. And this is the tricky part. So what you can do is line up your ruler against the top again and mark 1 centimeter there. And then you're gonna do the same at the bottom, and then you're gonna connect them. And then we'll do the same thing at the bottom here, lining that up. And I'm just scoring where the first line would start within that frame. Okay. Now we have the lines. It's very hard to see, but there you go. There's the lines just there. And the lines just there. So what you're now going to do is connect the lines. We'll start on this side. So you're just going to go underneath the top skirting board. And then make sure that you don't go through the things on the shelf. If you do, that's okay. You know, there's no line there, because it's going to go through everything. You can erase them as well, you know. It's not the end of the world if you do. Again, this is optional. You don't have to do the background, but it's nice to have a background. So we have a background and we have a nice border around it and a floor now. Now for the floor, let me just erase all these little guidelines here at the bottom and the top. Okay, the floor is a checkered floor. So pick an angle and stick with it. So we're gonna pick an angle like that and we're gonna stick with it. So now you're gonna align that with that line and draw a line. And you're gonna go from there. We're again working with that inch from that inch ruler, right? Now to make sure that the lines overlap, I'm gonna cross it slightly over one of the lines at the bottom so we can see the checker from the checkered floors. Now you wanna have like a similar angle to this. So you're just gonna kind of eyeball it. What is a similar angle? And then draw that line on both sides. And then we will see the checkered floor come to life. They might not always touch, and that's okay. That is because I didn't pick the right angle. But we mostly can see that checkered floorboard, the checkered floor, and that is what counts. That is what matters. Don't think too hard, okay? It's a coloring page. We have the base done, but now we can add some extras. So along here we can draw an extra line to add more detail. That's going to be like a thinner line, and we can make that gold in the end. There. We can do the same thing with a border here. So if you think that this is one column, then make sure you have like a similar width here as on the other side. So I'm not going all the way to the bottom and the top. I'll turn my page around so I know what I'm doing. Draw another thin line there. Doesn't go all the way to the bottom, that's okay. And then another line there. And then within that, you're gonna draw an even smaller border, because then we can do the same thing as we do here. We add a gold element. So basically you're making paneling. There we go, paneling done. I'll zoom you in a little bit. So you can see now that, so this part will be teal, then we have a gold, and then the inside of this will be teal as well, and you can add some shading that way. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. All right, the second one is in as well. Now I'm going to start with the black, so we kind of know where the black goes, and the black will eventually be gold. So let's do that first. I have this black Faber Castell Pit Artist pen brush. This is India ink and it doesn't bleed through these pages, and also it is waterproof, so you can go over with watercolor. Now these Johanna Basford books are not really made for watercolor, but a very light wash is okay. You can also use, instead of watercolor, a gold gel pen. So I'm just gonna go over these lines that at the top there, and then perhaps the front of this as well. If you are worried about straight lines, you can grab some washi tape. Now you are responsible for this not damaging your tape or your page. You can't come to me and say it damaged my page. Nuh-uh, doesn't work that way. You can go over the tacky stuff a couple of times to make sure it's less tacky. And then put it down along the line. And you can draw that line here quite easily. You have a straight line. You can use that same part again for the other side. Really make sure to not go over the lines you shouldn't go over. There we go. So I will do the same with the top and the side and perhaps the front here. I think I might do some lines in the middle here. So they're very narrow lines though. It's just like an accent onto the cabinet, like that. And here as well, and then on the outside too. There, and then the outsides of that will be teal. So I'll show you a little bit closer. See, there's a very thin strip now in the middle of the fronts of the cabinet. And then we can also do the shelves. So let them end up there, the front of the shelves, and then that, and then this line here too. So go as fast or as slow as you want, okay? Like no rush from or peer pressure for me at all. See, this is very narrow. And then what I would do is go over those same lines with a ruler again. And in black. So you have that foundation, but at least you know where you're going now. And you're not, you know, it's pencil is erasable. This is not. There we have those, and then front of these shelves. Okay, so that's the cabinet done. So the front of the shelves go to the edge, but around this front part there's still some space to put teal, okay? And then there's this front part here, but remember, it doesn't stay black, it's gonna go gold. You don't have to do this, of course. And I'm gonna add some accents to whatever is gonna be gold as well. So the lids of these jars, and probably the rim of those jars too. Just tie everything in together. That probably won't be gold. Perhaps the seal here will be gold. This is probably going to be pumpkin or butterbeer or pumpkin something. Pumpkin juice. There we go. We got there. There's a key here. What else would be gold? Like gold. Only lids of jars, hey. And rims of jars. Not everything, but bits. The rest I don't really want to do gold because we're going to have some gold element here. And then maybe the swirls can be gold too. That would probably be nice. Yes. So I'm going to do this other edge and then the swirls and the top edge here, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, now if you're following along with this particular tutorial, you should have something that looks like this. Now I'm going to do the floor. And it's basically the same with the fine liners again. You can start with a normal fine liner so you can outline the lines. Then you have to determine which one is gonna be black. So if I make this one black, then this one will be black. This will be white and this will be black again. I went a bit over the line there, but that's okay. And those will be black. Okay. And now I'm just gonna go in with my fine liner. Not my fine liner, with my bit pastel pen. Okay, so all the black is done now, and now we need to do some actual coloring. So let's just dive into that. Before I do so, I think I want to do the line of the skirting there, the skirting at the bottom, and the paneling here in black marker, not the wallpaper. I'll leave that as is. Okay, I think we are ready to color. This is basically it for the talking part for me. And now I'm gonna go in and color. I will put on the screen, probably in this corner, what color I'm using. So the main colors will be these ones to start with. And then I'm gonna go into different colors to add some accents and, you know, fun things. So I hope you enjoyed it so far. Let's get into the coloring. Alright, I have now finished the two side panels and the top here. If you wanted to take this all the way to the top, that's fine. I just wanted to have like a little ombre effect there with white, like light coming in from the top. So yeah, this is what we have so far. I now want to work on the panels behind it, or the wallpaper basically. So there's going to be white and then pink, white, pink, white, pink. So I'm going to start with the lightest pink that I have, which is a shallow pink, and go from there. I'm going to lightly erase the lines and line them. No, not line them. I'm going to erase them lightly with my kneaded eraser, so I can just slightly see them, and then go over them with pink and then color it in. Alright, now I've added some gray shading, so I have used the color gray. And for the shading here and here on the sides, I used Mulberry Red, and you can see it taking shape now. Yeah, I think we need to add some shading here, around here at the bottom, so we have more of that tile dimension going on, but I think it's starting to look good. Before I want to get into all of this, I want to add the gold first. So normally I do that last, but the black is very stark and it messes with my brain right now. So we're gonna add the gold. But first I'm going to add the gray here. And there's some gray there. And then at the front here. So just very softly fanning that out. Just taking that gray out a little bit further on the sides here. There we go. I think that looks good. A bit darker at where it meets the cabinet. There we go. And I think we can start on the gold now. Now I'm using a gold watercolor. I'm using it very sparingly, but you can use a gold, how do you call that? Gel pen as well. So I'm gonna prep my watercolor and then I'll be right back. Okay, I have my gold watercolor paint, and what I like to do is go over it, but make sure that I leave just a tiny little bit of black so you can still distinguish it from the rest. Because when you make something metallic, it blends in. And why black? So it doesn't reflect the white underneath. It will reflect all the particles. So I think you can see it there that I leave just a little bit of black. Now I did go over there a little bit, but that is okay. I can just correct that with my fine liner when it's dry. And you do that for everything, and then this part here, it is that little swirl as well. And then you just make sure that you leave enough black between the swirl and the line that goes next to it. Take your time, don't rush it. But yeah, this is how I do it. You can do it however you like. I'm just going to make all the black gold, and then I'll be back with you. So here we have the gold done, and it looks already so much better than just with the black. So now I'm going to concentrate on this cabinet right here. I'm going to start with the darkest color, light Cyan Blue, to color the back ends of the cabinet and the backs here as well. And it's not necessarily just the back, but also bringing it slightly to the front just where the bottom of the jars are. And just basically fading it out. Then grabbing the medium Azure, bring that forward a little bit more. And then finally going over with the lighter stone. So if you want to deepen those shadows, like really emphasize those shadows, the darkest tone of that Mulberry Red that I've used at the top here, you can also use that to deepen these tones, these blues, teals, because this is the opposite. Can you see that creates a more interesting shadow that way? Still sticking with the same color palette. There we go. This is that all done. The top of the cabinet, that is. But I might actually go back in and darken a bit of these shadows here with this color, because I really like how that looks. It's almost like a purpley blue that it gives, but still staying within that same color palette. See how much richer that shadow is. There we have it. There's that rich shadow and there's the normal shadow. So I will do the same thing here as well. Okay, I did add that shading to that top there as well, just to make it a bit richer. And yeah, let's continue with the cabinet now. I divert. All right, starting with the darkest again, we need to add a shadow like here underneath. And then we'll go from there. So basically doing the same thing as I did with the top. Starting with the dark, then going to mid, and then light, and then adding that magenta, or what is it? Mulberry red, very close to the edge here to deepen that shading. Shadow and shading become shedding. Then for the outsides, I'm just going to go around the edges here with that medium tone. And then with that mulberry red again, I'm going to go here. I'm going to fan that out. I'm going to go over the inner part of this side panel and fan that out there. And that's it. And perhaps maybe at the top here too and the bottom. And for this part, only the top. Fan it out down, the bottom, fan it out up, You can see that shading there. There, those parts are done. For the background of the shells, I'm gonna go in with the dark, so light cyan blue, then in with the medium, which is azure, and then in with the mulberry red for deepening those shadows at the back. And then there's the side panel here, basically doing the same, but that going that way. I'm going in with a medium color, go over. Then with that mulberry red. And I'm going to do all the shelves that way. Now for that base here, I'm going to do the same as I did here. So, and here, but on a flat surface, obviously. So you're gonna go in front of those jars a little bit too. And then I would go in with a lighter shade. That would catch the most light on that shelf there. Perhaps a little bit on the side here too. And then going in with the mulberry red again. There, one shelf done. Now I have to do the rest. I just found out that if I put a little bit of that mulberry red at the bottom here, it gives a little bit more interest to that shelf. And go in the corner a little bit here. So just a little bit more interest. Okay, I'm at the point now where I am basically finished with the base colors that I chose. So now it is up to me and you to fill in the rest with whatever colors you want. I will guide you through, well, not guide you, I will apply color to every single item. I will show it on screen, but whatever colors you choose is up to you, because this is the fun part and the play part that doesn't really need that much explaining other than color. The way you color it is, especially for these ones, you start with the dark parts on the outside and then lighter on the inside. For all the images, the jelly is a little bit different. We're going to leave that white on the outside edges, and here we're just gonna have fun with color. So I am going to put this on a speed paint, and you will see what color I apply to all the items in the store. I will not put the names of the colors on the screen because I will just go random and just wherever my inspiration takes me. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and sit back, relax and color along, and I will see you at the end. And this, my beautiful ravens, is the end of the color along. I really hope you enjoyed this session and that you learned something along the way. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.